Clint and I had the privilege of both going to Japan at separate times, but with the same ministry. And there's this lady over at Hamadera Bible Church in
Kyoto.
No, Osaka.
Osaka.
In Osaka, Japan. So her name is Takanaka-san. So that means Miss Takanaka in Japanese, right? So Takanaka-san is a widow in her 60s at the time. And it was me and a couple of guys from the team. And I was the team leader, so I've been telling the guys, look, you got to be flexible. You got to be willing to eat whatever they put in front of you. We're doing what we do for the Lord. So no complaining on this trip. And so we're all ready, for whatever we're going to face in Japan. And so, well, every morning, me and one of the guys would go for a jog. And we get back from the jog, and it's Japan, it's the summer, it's hot, it's humid, and we get back, and last thing we want to do is even eat breakfast. But Takanaka-san said, ooh, I fixed Japanese breakfast for you. And so every morning she had some kind of Japanese cuisine for breakfast. So the first morning it was like this fish. And it was like, room temperature. It was like the head, the tail, the fins. It had not even been gutted. I mean, it was just this whole fish just sitting, just right on your plate. Here's a fish for you, fish for you, fish for you. And we're just like, I'm like, Takanaka-san, like, what part of this fish are we supposed to eat? She said, good Japanese boy eat all. You must eat all. And so we were like, oh. Well, there was one like Filipino in our team. He like picked up the fish. Eating it like nothing. And me and the other guy were like, oh man. So I mean, we just downed it best we could. I mean, it was nasty. We were gagging, but we were just trying to get it down. We're like, thank you for breakfast, So we go through our day. Next day, we go for a jog. We get back, and we're not thinking about it, And then all of a sudden, she's like, ooh, this morning I make something very scary for you. And so we walk in there, and it's like this squid. It's like this squid. It was kind of like laying on its side with long tentacles or whatever. It was just like on your plate. And we're like, Takanaka-san, which part of this are we supposed to eat? She said, you must eat all. Good Japanese boy eat all. And we're like, oh man. So we look over at the Filipino and he's got a half down already. He's like, he's eating it. Me and the other guy are just struggling big time, but somehow we try to get it down. And then next day we're just like, oh man, what is up with this lady? So we get back in from our jog. She said, oh, this morning I have something very, very scary for you. Scary breakfast. And so we come in and there's these octopus on each plate. Octopus. So there's like this miniature octopus, like the head as big as my hand with these 8 legs, and it's just sitting on your plate. So we're like, Takanaka-san, which part of this are we supposed to eat? You must eat all. And so sure enough, we were like, this is ridiculous. It's like, how long can this go on? And I just kind of happened to notice on that third morning that like Takanaka-san was not eating the same thing we were eating for breakfast. And I started kind of looking over at her, and she had toast with butter and jam. She's just like, and I'm like, Takanaka-san, what's up? This is no fair. Like, we're eating Japanese breakfast. You're eating toast. What's the deal? She said, for 50 years, I eat Japanese breakfast. No more! And we're just like, no more! We're not doing it either, we're done. And she said, I wonder how long it would take you guys. And she gets us toast with butter and jam. No more Japanese breakfast.